already uploaded it, so hopefully you'll be able to see it when you get home. But as I was preparing that sermon and getting it to you, I ran across something else, and I just want to share that with you. I'm not going to be long. It's not going to be a full-length sermon, but I just want to share something that God gave with me. In Mark's Gospel, this is what it says. Early on the first day of the week, after he had risen, he appeared to Mary Magdalene, out of whom 7 demons had been lifted. And Mary Magdalene, she went to the disciples and told the disciples, while they were still grieving, while they were still mourning, she told the disciples, he's gotten up. The disciples, however, didn't believe. Then Jesus appeared to 2 more men. And as he appeared to those 2 men, they were excited. And they went and tried to spread the news. But they still, his disciples, the one that he walked with, the one that he had communed with, they didn't believe. And I would imagine Jesus got tired of sending folk. So what Jesus did is he went himself. The Bible said that Jesus went himself and talked to the disciples. And this is what he said. He said, how long will you be stubborn? How long will your hearts be hardened? When Jesus went to them, the Bible says that they were sitting back reclining at the table. And Jesus said, now this is what I want you to do. I want you to go and spread the good news. Spread the good news and tell them that I am alive. And if they believe, baptize them. But if they don't believe, they're condemned already. And so I want to share with God, I want to share with you what God gave to me last night. What will you do now that you have the good news? What are you going to do? Now Mary Magdalene, she was that woman who was possessed with demons. And she was delivered by God out of all of the turmoil that happens when you are demonic. He gave her the good news, and let me share it with you. The first thing that I want to share with you in this little reflection is that she carried the good news to somebody else. Now the question is, since we know that he got up, what are we going to do with this good news? Are we going to carry the good news to somebody else? That's what Mary Magdalene did. She knew what God had done for her. She knew what God had did in her life. And she said, I cannot keep it to myself. I got to go and tell somebody. She had to tell somebody. So she carried the good news to somebody else. Now I'm looking at some people right now that I know that you have been carrying the good news. Well, she carried the good news to some disciples. And what did they do with the good news? They did not believe. They did not believe. And so what I want to say to you, my brothers and sisters, when you know the good news, don't conceal the good news. Don't hold the good news on the inside. Get up! Tell somebody that Jesus is alive. Don't tell somebody that he's not in the grave. Don't tell somebody. Then Jesus, I told you it's going to be real short. Then Jesus, he got tired of sending other folk. He said, I sent Mary, they didn't believe. I sent 2 other men, and they didn't believe. So you know what Jesus does when you don't believe somebody else? He shows up himself. And I'm here to tell you, Jesus shows up. talked to the disciples. Now here they are, sitting back, reclining at the table as if nothing special had happened.
Yeah.
And how many of us know the good news, but are still reclining at the table? How many of us are still sitting back in ease? Jesus says, no, your hearts are too hard. So here's what I'm going to do.